Mr. Tack was able to get through the ESSER or ARP funding that fixed, because it's tied to learning. It's tied to education. So he was able, instead of us having to take the money out of the fund balance, he was actually able to get them to agree to let us use grant funds for it.
Well, no, you get Title 195 for all those that.
Yeah, but this was ESSER 3 or ARP, I can't remember which.
And Janice, I would encourage you, if there's concerns about specific grants that we have, look at our grants and then come to those specific concerns. Because sitting here hearing about grants happening in other states, other communities, may have likely has no relevance to ours.
I know I'm toxic to you, no problem, but I'm bringing you an idea that I'm working with other schools.
Well, I understand that,
I'm
but
not doing it to say you're not doing your work. I'm trying to give you a little red pill. Like, do you want to look at it maybe? If something's not looking right on the budget, that's why I don't come here, because I am toxic to you. For me to come and tell you something, you're shutting me down. And you laughing at me, who I tried to help you get started.
I am not laughing at you.
Janice, the point that I'm making
I
is
look
if
at your
there's,
grants. I look at them. I went online and looked at it.
do you have concerns with our grants?
The ESSER grants are all tied to what you're telling me you're not. So you prove me on your
You just told me
side.
I'm not.
I know, you told me a lot of stuff, but it didn't turn out true.
Guys,
what I'm
we just got
saying-
seated in December. What are you talking about?
I
All right,
know,
let's not argue, Janice.
I'm not
telling
going to argue because you have a lot going on.
We're listening.
I already told you that.
And we will.
But I'm just asking you, would you please do a report? That's all I'm asking for.
But we need to look at it first. And once the budget is passed,
Well, it can be after
once
that.
we've hired a new superintendent, then we will have the time to spend.
I am okay with that. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to do it in the next minute.
Yeah.
Because you think I have the next minute to do it.
It's something that I'd like to look into.
Yeah. I'm saying it should be for all the parents, taxpayers, because the last thing I want to say is, you know, that I was looking at taxpayers losing their home. Call the sheriff, and I just called them today. Second Wednesday of every month for a year. We're having 20 to 25 people losing their homes. And
In
for
Carbon
me,
County, not
Carbon
here.
County, Carbon
Not
County, saying Carbon County, because that's where they have the sales. But still, what I'm looking at is boards. Not only your board, I'm looking at township boards, everybody. I don't see anybody upset because people are losing their homes. And we're hearing about families, kids homeless. I don't see that in any government thing. So that's where I'm upset about it. But no, I don't expect you to fix the cloud, but I expect you to at least say, okay, we'll do it after the budget. I say okay, but no, that's why I don't talk to you, because you are toxic. And I'm not going to be put down because I have a concern. So as far as my board, I am disappointed in you. My main goal is to shut you down, because that's all you do. You shut me down, and you can look at people to get to where the kids are safe. So thank you.
Janice, may I point out one thing? And I just wanted to point out, since you're a very vocal proponent of child safety,
Yes.
that we did just publish our policy 824 in regards to anti-grooming. So, you know, we are making progress in the areas in which you are concerned, because we are concerned about them as well.
I'm concerned because it's in the curriculum that's being taught.
I understand that.
It's affecting the kids. And it's going to be there until we change it. So that's where I'm concerned.
I understand.
Children are they're inside, their individualism is being stolen, they're being groomed, they're being indoctrinated. And I am very upset with what's going on at kindergarten through 12. So yes, I will speak out against that until I die.
That's why we jumped.
Thank you.
That's why we jumped 824 at the last meeting to get it.
It's something that should have been in
We're working
place.
on it. You're throwing, you know, you're
But we
saying
still
that we're
have
not,
the
you don't care.
curriculum.
We do.
We still have masturbation in K through 3rd grade because you're not getting into the curriculums.
We will be.
So that's what we need to get into because kids are being damaged. And I'm not going to shut up until all these kids are
Nobody
safe.
asked you to.
So don't even ask me. So I thank you, but yeah, please, when you get time, you don't have to do it this minute, but do a study for me. Show me that you're really serious. I want to see all we paid out for the stupid unfunded things we didn't need to. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That was public comment. So we will move on to part 2, finance review. Mr. Bradley has been wishing to do a presentation to the board. And it is permitted. Yes?
All right. Thanks. Excuse me. How do we click to the next one? Just tell you?
No, there's a mouse over on the podium. You just click it. She's over there in case there was issues with it.
Oh, I didn't even see her.
She's hiding.
First of all, thanks for letting me come out. The board has heard from the administration several times. The board has heard from the principals several times, and other lobbyists that interest to direct the board's budget. We would like to open up some views as to provide an overview. As an experienced ex-board member and citizen that reviews a lot of these documents, we want to review it from the perspective of the stakeholder, the person that you were elected to help oversee the administration and the people that are writing the check. Because it's rare, and it has not occurred in the last decade or so, that the person funding this school was not adequately represented within these discussions in the past. And I think some of the frustration that Janice has goes to a past administration, and I think it's that lack of information, that void, that adds to the frustration. So I'm going to click through this right quick. I will be glad to answer any questions during the process. I'd rather kind of buzz through it and then come back to each slide and ask questions that way. I think it'll be more productive and quicker to get through. So, okay.
It might be too far away from the laptop.
This one is? I'll just do this. All right, I'm going to do that first. All right, so basically what I'm looking at is the idea that, like you mentioned in the comments in the past, the board is a goal. And the goal is made up of the student safety, their grades, right, and then the efficiency to which that we're going to administer this government program called educational benefits. Every child that's in this district gets educational benefits. You should know each and every child's individual education program if they have one, to the point that if they have one, they have needs, and then we're supposed to fund them as a district. It's our responsibility to give you the money to make sure those needs are met and the needs are followed by that individual student's responsibility. Some have an actual individual education plan, many do not. Others have very special needs that they need to address. The reports that you're seeing on this document should be provided to every director by the administration to ensure that they're well informed, because you're the ones that create this budget. I want to repeat that one more time. According to law, your lawful authority as a government is to create the budget. You're it. These 9 people create the budget, decide every dollar collected and every dollar spent where it goes, and then you direct that to the administration, to which they then administer to make sure that those things are paid, you verify them, and then make sure that those services are provided, you verify it on our behalf. All right, so I'm going to buzz through these. If you haven't heard of one, raise your hand. I shared them. So you all have access to PDE on the internet. PDE SAS is basically a school academic standard site. It's a sub-site. Then you got the state boards themselves. On the safe school reporting, we have a LASD, we have county reports, and then there's a document that the Pennsylvania put out of how to discipline within a school district. So, I don't know, 70 pages or so. I sent it to you. It's a PDF. It's how the state wants us as an individual district to provide discipline for our students to make sure that it's a safe environment. Our number 1 goal within the school district is make the kids safe. Number 2 goal is educate them, right? Because there is no mandatory education requirement. If they don't make it by the time they get to X age, it's not mandated, regretfully. However, we want to try to get everyone to meet a standard, and that's our goal. And we should get graded by a community as to whether or not we provided you the resources and you used them efficiently to make sure we met those requirements, right? So now we got the PSSA reports, state reporting. Now on the financial side, you have an annual financial report that's required to be filed every October by your administration. The board authorizes it to be done. It needs to be done by October, so you have it for your budget reviews. If it's late, you are disadvantaged to not have the information needed to help with the budget review. In the past, we've been late for years. Hopefully that's changing. And it's just a discipline thing. If you either turn your homework in on time or you don't. Now, the state will give you a 30-day window. Past that, you could be fined up to $300 a day. If you don't do the job, we as a community have to pay $300 a day until you guys do the job. Make sure it gets done. And if you do it twice, it becomes $500 a day. Right? We've been late many times, but we've never been charged. In addition to that, you have our audits that we do, which you guys pay for. They're your audits, and there's requirements under those audits. And then when the issues occur, we have the Auditor General come in. Now, they do it on a regular basis. When we had a significant problem with the funding in this district, we called in the Auditor General, we provided a report. Again, the Auditor General only cares about the state monies, so it goes back to the board for the local control. And when the board at the time ignored that report, it's now your responsibility to fix some of those issues as well. If you haven't got copies of these things or seen these things before, highly recommend you getting them. I can get them to you and get you links. From an asset management reporting, you get the principal's business office and the parents can actually provide that data. The fact that we do not have PTO people come in here and vice versa is difficult for the board to do properly when you get the information. And there's a program that we purchased as this district called Power School. So Power School gives you the responsibility of each student. It's private education, but globally, you need to know how many students